Welcome everybody to today's agent series. And I am so excited about this series that's happening. I'm just here to kind of talk about the series or host, but the real folks and the stars of this are the cloud solution architects. And today we have Maria Kurian. And Maria, what is this series even about?
Sure. Thanks, Mike, for the introduction. So yes, this is a series that a few of us in the health and life sciences cloud, the few of us cloud solution architects in health and life sciences at Microsoft came up with. What we are trying to do is do a 6-part series on identifying some use cases within healthcare and life sciences and how an agent could be a possible solution to those use cases. Like I said, it's a 6-part series. So today we have the first problem statement and what an agent does. We're not going to dive too deep into the whole agent concept of agents or agent creation process, because I know like you yourself and there are other folks within our organizations who have done great presentation and great content over on those topics. So this would be just focusing on those different problem statements and if an agent can solve that for you.
Very cool. And I know today, it's funny that you were talking about this because this has come up at 2 different customers in the last several weeks.
Yeah, yeah, and I think
What?
that's what. Yeah, exactly. That's what we keep hearing too. I mean, there's a whole AI, the buzz over the AI buzz and the agents is the new
Yeah.
thing. But rather than just using it to, using the technology, what we are trying to do is having worked with all of our customers and, having seen some of these pain points, we are trying to use agents which could be customized to their needs and their business use cases, rather than just, oh, okay, there's this cool thing called agents. Let's start using it. So that's our intent with this series, where we can go very deep into those use cases and what are our options on it. That being said, things in here are some of them are in public preview. Things could be like there could be still any limitations that we could hit, but again, this would be a starting ground. And even with the basic agents or the process that we follow in our series are something that even a business end user can use in their day-to-day life of building an agent. So we're trying to make it simple and also giving links on what is to follow. Additionally, as part of the series, we'll have more details on what the series entails, and also I'm looking forward to maybe uploading some of the content that we share here, like if you're using presentations like for today, and those things also to be available for reference beyond just this call.
Very cool. And just so people watching that this is between you and me. I'm going to keep bugging Maria after the 6, so we may see more. So, do you want to kick us off with today with Veeva Vault? I'm excited about this.
Yeah, so this is a use case of having worked with a couple of our life sciences customers specifically for this.
Yeah.
The term Veeva Vault, if you asked me what Veeva Vault was maybe like 7 years back, I would not know because it's a very life science specific term. So we're going to talk about, why this came into existence, and I'm going to give a little bit background about agents in general to, tee up the problem statement. So as you know, everybody's aware of M365 Copilot and how Copilot uses large language model and it is grounded on web data. This is a piece that is, tried and tested. Everybody's familiar with it, and I hope everyone's using it too. And the concept that is unique with Copilot for M365 or M365 Copilot is that you get your work data. So all your graph data, which contains the largest and the most valuable database with how you actually work, how the work gets done in an organization, and with whom you work. So the data is created natively during the course of work with any of your M365 services. So what you do in Teams, what you do in Outlook, SharePoint, etc. That insight, you get the graph capability, and being able to use this generative feature or generative AI, the goodness of generative AI grounded on both web and the graph data and being able to use that in individual Office apps. That's the selling point of, Copilot M365 Copilot. Now, you as a user of M365, or your organization would be maybe using other enterprise solutions as well outside of just, Microsoft 365. And then enterprise data could be like you may be using ServiceNow for ticketing, or you could be using Confluence, and different other enterprise data solutions. So with this, one part that we see is while folks have been, good with using M365 Copilot on their M365 solution, they want to bring in this enterprise data also there so that you can use the goodness of generative AI on this enterprise data as well. And one piece that we are going to focus today is the whole Veeva Vault section. And we are going to, today's implementation is going to be based off graph connectors too. And we're going to say, explore why it's happening or why we use it that way. But a general overview, what is an agent? Again, to give you, it gives you a Copilot experience that is tailored to specific use cases, specific data, or you can even equip it with certain skills. So I'm pretty sure you guys would have seen the different spectrum of agents, and we have, you can use retrieve data through an agent, or you can get certain tasks done through an agent, or even you can automate certain processes with an agent. Now, why are we using agent? Like we going back to the first one here, we have this enterprise data. Why is agent the solution to this, to this scenario? Is that again, we have a lot of things happen in Teams, SharePoint. So there's a lot of data that comes in from there. Then there's going to be a lot of data in your enterprise solutions. So be it ServiceNow and everything. So sometimes when you as an end user, you just want a Copilot to give you answers from this specific source rather than, getting it from all across. And you want it like the specific word that you use, you want it grounded on a specific source. So in order to achieve that, that is why we are going into the concept of agents. And like, we already know the capabilities of agents, and there are different ways you can create an agent as well. So that was my quick, overview of why agents and, why this use case even came up, or why we are using the agents to discover ways of getting around this problem statement. So let's go and see what is the problem statement we are trying to solve here. And like I said earlier, this is based on speaking with multiple life sciences customers. Most of the life sciences customers that I've worked with in the last 7 to 8 years have had some imprint or some need for this, wherein, things are moving fast, and it's moving faster with AI. So to be able to, bring in the goodness of generative AI to create assets faster, marketing assets for drugs and, things like that, at the same time being compliant in different global ecosystems, that has been a big push or a big ask. And what we've seen is most of the organization uses Veeva Vault PromoMatts. It is a content management system. It's which makes the data very compliant, and is commercial content management system that is specifically being used in the life sciences industries. So what we are going to do is, how can we get the enterprise data in this case lies in the Veeva Vault PromoMatts, and our day-to-day work, we could be doing it in Outlook, Teams, Copilot, wherever. How can we use some of those goodness of Copilot to the content that is in Veeva Vault PromoMatts? So that's our way of tackling the fast asset creation timelines, as well as staying compliant with all the policies that you have, even for a global for a regulatory industry like life sciences. So I believe last year or year before, we announced the partnership with Veeva. It was a big announcement. Even here's a link to the Veeva site where we've announced this partnership, and Microsoft is building graph connectors to different Veeva modules. So Veeva Vault is a platform. They have different solutions. So they have Veeva Vault for PromoMats, they have quality, and they have a couple of others too. And we've made the commitment to build the graph connectors. And just last month, did our first graph connector with Veeva, that is the Veeva Vault PromoMats, hit public preview. So anybody with a M365 Copilot license can use that today. So that's kind of the, reason behind this use case. And now I'm going to just show you what we actually can build and what are the capabilities. But yeah, thoughts. Have you seen like these use cases come up, Mike, in your customer interactions with?
I had a on-site with a customer a few weeks ago
Mhm.
where we're going through the whole, Copilot and all that. And the one of the VPs just was like, hold on, stop. He said, all I care about is can I get to Veeva Vault? That's it. That's all I care about. And luckily we had somebody from the PG who was working on what's now in private or in public preview. And he talked about, he showed what they could do and what they could work with them to spin up and do things. But yeah, I mean, I've certainly seen it. So, and it really is, like you said, one of those things that it is very particular to life sciences, and it's around all their stuff they do, not only for marketing, but for, that whole clinical trials life cycle and all the different aspects of it. Viva's it, right, for them.
Very true. Yep. And I think that's like, as you said, every life sciences company has it, but it's very specific to them as well.
I,
But yeah.
I have to say this. I even have one life sciences customer who does work with the big ones to do trials and different stuff. And they said
Uh-huh.
he said they're actually a competitor, but we still use them. We still use some of their parts. And I was like, wow. Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's huge in that space.
Yeah, that's true. And I think it was huge to get that partnership with them to, build this out too. But I can see like, again, I have seen it from, when customers share about Viva, but like once I started getting in that environment and started building it, I can truly see why it's, a value add in terms of the time saving in like specific to this use case. And additionally, yeah, as we include more modules for, support more modules, it could be a bigger, yeah, it can have a for sure a bigger footprint as well. Okay, so let
Awesome.
me go ahead and share my screen and do a quick
My
demo of
favorite
this.
slide demo.
Creative. Yep. Okay, so we have here, and I want to show you, like I was pretty excited when we get to see this is our Veeva environment. So I'm logged in as a user, Danny here.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I'm in the quality. So I'm going to go back to PromoMats. So that gives you a hint. That's probably the next module that we are going to go with. We're building at Microsoft. But in here, we have the PromoMats environment. Again, this is a lab environment, so very limited, content in terms of what we have in here. But again, in a production environment, you would have more. So we're going to like use some of these data from here to, build out our agent. So there are a couple of configurations that's needed on the Veeva side as well. And after my quick demo, I have a link to, what those are. But let me go ahead and share my screen as a Copilot user. So come in here, I'm a Copilot user. I can create an agent. Now, in order to be creating an agent grounded on that, again, M365 admins do have to add this graph connector. So as you can see here within my tenant, I have this Veeva Vault graph connector added, but you would have to do that for your organization. Once that is in place, you can build an agent grounded on the Veeva data. Again, it could be from an agent builder. Get an agent from here, create an agent from here.
Yep.
Could be from Copilot Studio and different, there are different flavors or different endpoints that you can build off an agent. So Veeva Vault Assist is an agent that I built, and I'm going to show you what that is, but let me show you whether, it works. And like, I've been talking so much, you guys need to see what is she practicing what she's preaching. So let's go in here, and I have a couple of starter prompts. So right here, I am going to put in as my content creation. So based on some recent research stored in PromoMats. So this is going to be a prompt that I have, and it's always a good idea when you're building out agents. Like Copilot, prompting is a secret ingredient to Copilot, right? And not everybody is comfortable with prompting. So if you have those starter prompts, it always helps. So there we go. It pulled in. Veeva Vault Assistant is my agent's name. So it brought in a couple of this thing. It codes, as you can see, these are links to the Veeva documents, the library documents in there. So yep, So in this way, as you can see, it is pulling in Veeva data,
Hmm.
and you can go ahead and add more in here. You can like, let's say, if you want to go with this, if you want to identify tags, there are certain things that you can do. And rather than, these were some of the use cases that we, that we were able to identify. And I have a slide which talks about, specific prompts that you can give to these agents as well. But quickly going back to creating the agent itself. So right in here, I want to go back to my Veeva Vault Assistant agent.
Hmm.
Give it a name, description, then change the logo. Maybe I should do that next time too. Additional instructions. Instructions are key, so don't be like me. Add more instructions in there because that makes your agent more performant. And as you
Yeah.
can see, I don't have any other data source except the PromoMat. And I was
Right.
able to select this as I, as an end user, am able to create it only because my administrator has enabled the graph connector for my tenant. So
And then if
um,
they had enabled additional ones, those are other
yeah,
like ServiceNow and others, those are ones you could then just click and point and click.
exactly. Yes, just turn it down. It's as easy as that. Nobody's
I
writing
could
a
do
code.
that.
Yeah, I mean, yes, nobody's writing a code. I mean, I think that's pretty cool to build an agent
Yeah.
just on, who would have thought like you could talk to Viva Vault data with just no code and no setup in, with minimal setup
Yeah.
maybe. So yeah, and like I said, I put in my starter prompts in here as well. And the best thing that I like when you're building out this agent is the testing canvas, where you can test these things out and see if you're getting the response in. Once it's ready, publish it, share it. I've shared it with a bunch of users in my tenant. So yeah, that is how we've created this Viva Vault Assistant agent. And like I said, it is tying back to specific use cases, which is where Viva Vault PromoMats is specific. I mean, it's being specifically used, and it is a agent that is maybe more relevant to the life sciences industry too.
Yeah.
So that was a quick demo, and I want to end our session with just maybe a quick view of some of the other prompts that you can do. Like, again, not working in life sciences day in, day out. Some of these don't come in, like it's not muscle memory for me, but I think most of these use cases right here could be things that you'd be using on a regular basis. These
Hmm.
are prompts that have been, tried and tested, and you can calling these agents in different locations, be it in like an email and things like that, which are coming soon. You can actually, be at your source of work and get
Right.
this data in there as well. There is a detailed documentation that has come through, and it's live now on how you can set that agent up. So this is for your administrator and 365 administrators to go ahead and configure it in their environment. So you as an end user could just create one like the way I created or I showed a few seconds back. So yep, that is Weaver for you. And I'd be happy to hear any questions or anything that comes up. Like I said, there are a few of us cloud solution architects in healthcare and life sciences who've been doing this for customers. And this Graph Connector is currently in public preview. So yeah,
Hmm.
let us know if there's more interest on this, and yeah, feedback on testing this use case as well.
I think what I love, and you hit it when you said it's no code, it's like it's stupid simple to set. If somebody sets up the graph connector to build these solution agents that are specific to, and what do we have now? Like 1,200 plus graph connectors?
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
mean, yes.
crazy, right? So here's an example for the, for life sciences where somebody did it to create that agent that then they could share with their team. It's not rocket science.
Exactly. I mean, I think the fact that now we have industry specific graph connector, I think that's pretty key too, like making it
Yeah,
as simple as possible. Like healthcare and
yeah.
life sciences, the work we do, I mean, the work the industry does is so critical. And, identifying that and getting those out there is
Oh,
so, yeah, so
this
powerful.
is
And like you
awesome.
said, very simple, just a few clicks.
Even Mike can do it. And
Well, I think Mike's,
hey,
yeah,
well,
Mike's underplaying his capabilities here.
but this is awesome. No, seriously, this is awesome. So cool. Anything
Yes.
else?
Yeah, so like I said, it's a 6-part series. So watch out for the next one that will be out. We'll have the schedule and everything out for you guys as well. And yeah, share your feedbacks, and hopefully we'll have more impactful content. And like, it's not just going to be life sciences. Next one's going to be healthcare. So yeah, it's all going to be in the healthcare and life sciences space.
Beautiful. I love it. Well, thank you very much, Maria. And I know our customers are appreciative. I'm pushing this out to all my pharma life science accounts. That's it. So for those folks who are joining us, again, if you have questions, you can drop them in the comments below on the post. And take care, everybody, and have a great day.
Perfect. Thank you.